You'll be 16
in
when
my
you're
six.
60.
Yes. Every day when I wake up, I want to be more happier. This concept, I never liked it from day one.
Okay. Hi, and welcome back to the Almost Paravaric podcast. Today I'm here with mom. Finally, she has time to come and shoot with us. And today we're going to be talking about how she restarted her journey of starting a business at the age of 56. Stop playing with the plant. I don't know why she does that to the plants, but yeah, okay. She started a nail studio recently. It's been, I think, 4 or 5 months, and she's 57 now, and she's restarting from scratch. So that is something that we're going to talk about from all aspects today. It's going to be a quick run through, so yeah, let's get into it. So, mother, uh,
Yes.
when you were in your 20s and you were a child, what kind of a person were you at that time?
So I was always a very.
Hello?
So in my 20s, many confusions got cleared. And as a person, if I say you, then there were lots of puzzle in my life which I tried to solve it. And then I thought that yes, I must, do something in my life, stand on my feet. I must be an independent woman. And I was very ambitious. So I was always thinking about like how to go about and what type of journey I have to begin when it comes with my career.
Apart from your career, what type
Apart
of a
from my
person you were?
apart from my career, like I was like a very lively kind of a person, very jovial kind of a person. I always love to be with people, communicate with people. I like to be social, and I always wanted to observe certain things amongst the people and try to learn things from them. So this is how I was, and I used to be friendly with anybody, like whether it is a small child. And though I was 20 years old, but then I used to also try to understand how an older person is, how an elder lady is. So this is like I used to always love it.
Okay. And then what happened between that part when you were learning your parlor course till say now? Like what changed? How did you go through stuff?
Yeah, I'd
How
gone
did
to.
marriage affect this whole thing?
Yeah. Everything. There was lots of waves in my life. Like when I started with salon, then my sister, she offered her shop to us. So me and my other elder sister, whom I called Tai, so we both started in partnership a shop that was being rented by my another elder sister. She was staying in Dubai that time. So things were really going good, and we had a really started getting reputation in our services. And they used to always ask like how, matlab, like during those days the parlor people were like a little कि fancy kind, like कि हमसे हमसे तो कोई हटके लोग, like they used to think कि beauticians means what. But we were never like that. We were very humble to our clients, and we used to really cooperate with them. And that was because I and my sister were going to satsang. So people really loved our services because we were very humble in talking to them. And then it was a great speed. Like we started earning good, and we were really enjoying it. And we just took it as our passion, and we started to put our heart and soul into our work. And then in 1995, I got married. So when I got married, I observed that my husband was so cooperative with me. Like, he told me, ki, with this course, you also do cosmetology and be a cosmetologist. So that really sounds so good. And I said, yeah, I'll do that. And I did the studies in my cosmetology, and I used to make packs and I used to make oils, and which was been appreciated by all my clients. So that really inspired me so much. But the hustle where I really felt was when my in-laws did not really cooperate me. They were absolutely not cooperative. They were like, they were expecting that I should work very hard in house and also look after my salon. They really don't wanted me to even leave salon.
Right.
But I couldn't cope up with both the things, all together. It was very difficult for me. In fact, I married, your dad. It's because it was a joint family. So I thought I can really set up in my business, establish myself in the business, and I can really do good because my in-laws will cooperate me. But it turned all, upside down.
Then what happened after that? How you said that you went to satsang, right?
Yeah, then
So
in
how did it change after that? So did you stop your salon? What
yeah,
happened?
then I stopped my salon, and I was otherwise also practicing spirituality in one of the spiritual mission. And then I thought, ki, if these people are really, matlab, this is how the tug of war is going on, and there were problems, there were arguments, there were disputes, there were conflicts, because they were not trying to understand me, and nobody was really cooperating me other than my mom and my husband. So then he said, ki, well, you think about something else or give a break. I'm always there with you. If you want to start, if you want to stop, whatever. But then that time I was like literally so stressed out and so depressed with things that, then I thought it's better to walk onto spirituality. So gave my day and night and my entire youth age into the mission, and I really worked hard for that mission. In like what we say is like we say it as a prachar, but it is like conveying the message of the truth to each and every corner of the world. And I was visiting every places.
So do you think any of the things that you learned from being in the business for so long helped in your journey in your satsang, or did you learn something in the satsang that you now apply to your current business?
Yes, satsang has definitely helped me a lot. It really changed my, the concept of life. That truth is important, and God is watching our every karma. So that really helped me until and unless, I mean, till, my Satguru was in existence, like, because he passed away.
I have clapped again. Anyways, we were talking about how satsang has changed your life, and we are, by the way, in the studio at the nail therapy at Kolshet Road in Thane. So if you're from Thane, this is my, what do you say? क्या बोलते हैं
Request.
उसको? The plug-in thing.
Shout out.
This is my shout out. This is my ad thingy. Okay, whatever. Yeah, so we are at the studio and continuing. You were talking about how satsang changed your life.
Yes, satsang has definitely changed my life miraculously, because it has given me actually a source. I mean, satsang has always been my source to how really I have to believe in myself, and look towards the world in a very broader vision. So, and but this was till Sadhguru Babaji was in existence, and when he passed away, I somehow found a lot of changes, and things did not really work as I saw. It was quite different, and then whatever was the teachings, I'm trying to imbibe totally into my life and taking work as my worship.
Right. Now that you say that, it just struck me by, chance. Now that we're in the studio, we call it a nails and wellness studio, right? So, like you mentioned, after Babaji went, things were different for you, and that's when you realized that you wanted spirituality just through a different path. And that's when you started learning about pranic healing. And now in this studio, you have a whole section dedicated to wellness and pranic healing. So, how do you think pranic healing impacted your life? Did you learn something different more? How did it change you?
Oh my God, means I always feel that I have to thank that master as well, Master Choco Su, because it's because of him I learned pranic healing, and pranic healing has definitely made my life miraculous. Because it is such a beautiful study, it's such a beautiful teachings, like how you can heal yourself and other who come in contact with you. So yeah, it is all about energy body, it is all about chakra, and I definitely believe that if you really want to be spiritual, one has to go through these pranic healing sessions, the pranic healing studies, because then they understand spirituality in a very clear vision, with clarity, total
Right.
clarity.
And throughout this years, like you have been seen as a mother, wife, daughter-in-law, and you've been, doing a role that was probably not something that you envisioned for yourself. Was there a part where you felt like something inside of you was always there throughout these years? It's just that you probably didn't like take action to it. Was there something like that?
Yeah, it's about my ambition only. It's all about my career only. But then I should really thank you because you helped me in finishing off with my graduation in this naturopath and yogic science.
Yeah.
And when I completed my these studies, then pranic healing came into my life, and I understood what pranic healing and what how it's going to help people in mass. As well as then I thought that all these things are so holistic and they are so connected. So I did my acupressure, sound therapy, and yoga and all yogic science, yogic therapies. And so all these things came into my life, and I thought that one fine day I'm going to open a wellness center.
Right. And for as long as I can remember, I've always seen you do, like, sure, you were a lot into spirituality and you gave a lot of your time into that, uh, into, the mission and all of that. But apart from that, you were always onto something, right? You were
Yeah.
selling clothes, you were selling jewelry at some point.
Yeah.
Then you also started taking private pranic healing sessions and all of that. So there was always this side of you that wanted to do something, but somehow something didn't work out. And so
Yeah,
do you
it did
ever
not.
feel bad about it, or do you look back and reflect on it?
Everything, every experience is a learning experience. What I feel. See, I got experience from everything. So I've spent. I can't say I've spent. I've really done a great loss of my husband, lot of money when I started doing fashion. Selling clothes and it was going good, but because there was a concept of seva in our satsang that has been taught, so I related, I combined business with seva,
Right.
and I started doing charity. So it was a great loss for me. Then my husband like literally scolded that I spend lakhs of rupees on you, and like, what are you doing? You're literally doing charity and you're not earning profit. So then later on, I thought, no, I must really do good business. So I started with paithani and jewelry together, something traditional. But because it was an online stuff, and I used to also get it from online. My designers were very expensive. I couldn't sell that in at home.
It wasn't sustainable.
It wasn't sustainable because I was not in public. I was not in a marketplace. I was in my house.
Right.
So working such kinds of things, working at home is very difficult. You have to approach, and it was very difficult how to approach people. And then you told me, you inspired me, do something. What is your passion? What is within you? So, and then we both had a discussion, and I thought then we came to a conclusion that spirituality, holistic approach, and my ambition related with
Passion and
passion,
glamour.
fashion, and the salon business which I had done
Done long time
time ago should again come back again.
Right.
But it should come in a very unique way, in a different way. It's a combination of salon work and ancient therapy.
Right. So, what was the moment when you stopped dreaming about doing this and you just went for it and you were like, I'm doing it now? What changed?
Yeah. So see, when you were in Glasgow, and when Dad was also, he also like had a lot of responsibilities of his work, and I was all alone. And I really wanted my in-laws to stay with me, but then they also wanted their own freedom. So then I was like left all alone, and working those small things was not really giving me happiness. So I then thought कि नहीं भाई, अभी उठना है और चलना है, or come back to your square one with full anthu. So what to do? Then I thought, no, I will again start with my business. And then I spoke to my husband, I spoke to you, and you both said ki okay fine, look, but it's a retirement time. But I said nay, in this retirement time I will definitely.
Yeah, I remember you saying this one thing a couple of years back, that you'll be 16
in
when
my
you're
six-
60.
Yes.
How do you see that? Why do you say 16? What do you mean by it? I'm sure it's not just a number.
It's not, yeah. Because I always manifest this that in my 60 I'll become 16, because then that has kept me young, always young. I always feel I have lot of energy, equal to like what energy you have. I can just do
Maybe more.
yeah, because like I can work and work and work, because that's my love, that's my passion, rather that's my worship. Yes.
I see a arc turning from um, being in spirituality in your younger days
Yes,
to now
my all
calling
things.
your work your worship, which
Yeah.
is, I think, a very unusual act, very different act, because people generally go the other way around,
Yes.
which is interesting to see because, yeah, like being around you guys,
Yeah.
there's a lot of lessons that I also did learn, and it's different when you speak about it, and it's different when you actually apply it.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, like after Babaji was there was quite a lot of time that we took to reinvent and kind of have a big question mark as to what next and how to go.
Yes.
And eventually, I think we all found our own directions and the next step to it.
Yes.
I think it will always be one of the most important stepping stones to this journey.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I keep saying that, like, I would, it's a journey, and I look at it, I may be completely wrong, but I look at it as like, if I have to compare it to my educational thing, I say that I don't want to be in middle school all my life, right? I want to go ahead, take a degree, graduate, then go for masters, do a PhD. So basically, like, I want to explain it in that way, that that was the middle school, and then I wanted to know what next. And I think both of us eventually found that what next,
Yes.
in different ways, of course.
Yes.
Oh, that's refreshing.
Yes.
Apart from that, like you already mentioned, like how people are scared to start something new at an older age, not knowing what is to come, even in like health wise or energy wise. And you've already answered that question, but still, um, what is something that makes you wake up every day at this age also and want to like go and work?
My work. I'm crazy about my work. And what had happened is all these things were buried. And when it has come out, now there is no U-turn. And the biggest support is like, Virendra, my husband, like he's having faith in me. And you have got so much of trust in my mom that you will do it. And you will be a successful woman. So when you have people so inspiring, I will definitely mention this. Like, my sister, whom I call Tai, she's always like behind me. कि तू कर यार, तू कर सकती है, you are so successful only, you just need to step and then you are in the world of success.
Right.
So success always doesn't mean name, fame and all that. Success also means
Yeah.
satisfaction.
Yeah, that was
Success
going to
means
be my-
contentment. Success means that something that you love about is close to you.
Right.
And you're happy with it. So like now every day, like these 4 months, I would say, though, yes, I get tired. I cope up with my household activities. I cope up with my pet. I cope up with my health, and I cope up with my studio. But that pain, that thakawat, that tiredness, it's actually giving me a lot of energy. And within myself, I'm happy. So that happiness is giving every day when I wake up. I want to be more happier.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, interesting. Because I was going to ask you next that, you said success. So what does success mean? But again, you answered it yourself, which is great. I think what I would end with is a very important question that I have been noticing around. Like you said, I or Tai. She also is very ambitious, right? But she has a completely different outlook on life, and she's like, I'm done, I'm 60, I'm gonna enjoy my life and
Yeah.
whatever. She's also worked a lot in like her young age. But do you think that women especially are encouraged to take a new step, or reinvent themselves when they are 50, 60, 70, in our country? If yes, how? If no, what should change?
And it's a very, very important question because, I really wanted that this has to go this message has to really go out. Because, what happened is when I was traveling, and I've traveled so many countries in the world and outside at abroad, like, I always see that people at the age of 70 to 80 are working. And I've questioned them, like, why do you work? And they've like literally said, no, because we want to stand on our feet and we don't want to depend on our kids. यहाँ पर क्या हो जाता है, 50 के साल में भाई मेरे तो हाथ पैर दुखे, बहू लाओ काम करेगी, बेटा कुछ कमा के देगा, बेटा हमको संभालेगा. This concept I never liked it from day one. But when I see, like, like there are so many honorable people in our country who at the age of 70s and 80s are still working.
Yeah.
And like hats off to them. When they can work, why not I? You know, the age doesn't matter at all. It is up to your attitude, it is up to your spirit. Your I see 20 years of kids also getting tired, and they come up with so much of health problems, mental problems, and so many other problems, emotional problems, and problems are everywhere. So when I see that 20, 25 years kids talking to me like that, then I said, oh bye, I'm much better than you. I have problems, but now I know the solution of it. So I think that in our country, people should not have a fixed retired life. Those who want to get retired, well and good. But those who don't want to get retired, na, give them a chance. I'll tell you, they will do much, much better. I'm sure about it. They'll do much better.
Interesting. I think that's it for today. I'm not going to ask something that is unnecessary, because I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of insight and learning that I got from you today, and I hope this is also useful and fun. Yeah.
My nail technicians.
Yeah, like I said, Mom's studio is on Kolchet Road.
And I want that you should one day come with a podcast. Like, you know what my studio is doing, because my studio is doing unique work, and you should come with it. Please. You take an interview of people, you know, my work, my technicians, and the work that we are doing here. Because it's just not nail therapy. It is very all thing is unique and different.
Okay.
And people should know about it.
Look, that's how you should promote your business, guys. Noted. I shall try to do this in my own life. But thank you for watching. And yeah, like I said, there is no fixed Saturday this time. I'm just going to be posting whenever I want. So turn on that bell icon for notifications, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.